Perth's #1, Australia's #1. This is 7 News.
Tonight, the body of a man killed in a crash south of Perth lies undiscovered for over 10 hours. A car ploughs into a home near Mandurah. A family narrowly escapes injury.
There was a car on my back veranda.
Exmouth survives Cyclone Narelle as a new weather system threatens the Pilbara. And on the eve of the Australian Open, Aussie tennis hails a new hero.
From the studios of 7 Perth, Emmy Kubainski.
Good evening. A man killed in a car crash south of Perth lay undiscovered in the wreckage for almost a day. His body went unnoticed by police and firefighters who attended the crash. It was eventually found by a member of the public. Blake Johnson reports.
This is the Nissan Patrol at Midland Police Station. Damage to the back of the four-wheel drive is extensive. Police say a man was in the back seat when the car rolled and hit 2 trees on the southwestern highway in Keysbrook, south of Perth. The wreckage was discovered early yesterday morning, but the body in the back wasn't. Police say the crash happened between 2:30 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. Around 11 a.m, firefighters came to disconnect the car batteries. A man sifting through the wreck up to 10 hours later was the first to notice the body. Firefighters returned to help remove it. It's not known if the man was alive but unconscious for some of the time he lay undiscovered. A nearby resident who discovered the wreck says she too had a look at the car but didn't notice the body on the inside. She describes the car as being almost skewered by this tree and says it was tough to see inside the car. Police wouldn't talk on camera today or confirm the exact time the body was discovered. The dead man is from Esperance. He was 30. The driver and another passenger still haven't come forward. Police believe they hitched a lift after the crash. Blake Johnson, 7 News.
A family from Singleton near Mandurah have narrowly escaped injury after a car ploughed into their back garden. The vehicle came to a stop against a bedroom wall where a 7-year-old boy was sleeping.
A trail of destruction in a family backyard. Fences destroyed and an outdoor area wrecked. This is what caused it. At 2 a.m, a ute ploughed into the Weller family home.
There was a car on my back veranda, and then we came out and we saw all this.
The driver behind this Toyota Hilux went through 3 fences from a vacant block into the family's backyard.
That's the corner where this is pushed up against the house, and my son's bed is right there.
7-year-old Aiden was asleep and didn't know how close he'd been to danger.
I woke up to hear Dad saying that there was a car in our backyard.
The family says if the car hadn't have hit this pool blanket, which slowed the car down and spun it, the car would have hit Aiden's bedroom.
You go to bed at night and you think you put your kids to bed, you think they're safe. You know, you say your little prayer with them, you say goodnight, and that's it. You go to bed thinking, I'm safe.
Aiden and his older brother Jacob's bikes weren't spared either.
Car came along and when it skidded, it hit both of ours because they were just right on the veranda there.
The family was planning to hold a pool party for Aiden's 8th birthday next week. Police are investigating whether alcohol was a factor. Meilin, 7 News.
The northwest town of Exmouth is cleaning up after Cyclone Narelle lashed the coastal community overnight. A new threat is now developing, a low-pressure system that experts fear could become the next cyclone to hit the Pilbara. Rob Scott reports from Exmouth.
Rocks and sand dumped across the road near Exmouth's marina, the handiwork of Cyclone Narelle. For Ted Motzel, it's Groundhog Day. He's cleaned up cyclone damage here for years.
That's the nature of it, isn't it? Yeah, just got to be done.
And this is what caused it. Higher than normal spring tides and big storm surges which lashed the Pilbara coast overnight, causing some low-level flooding. Cyclone Narelle has been downgraded to a Category 3 system. She's around 300 kilometres west of Exmouth, continuing to track southwest away from land. Despite relentless strong winds, Exmouth has been spared any major damage.
We're always relieved when they don't come over the top of us. I mean, you always hope for it to land somewhere else.
As Narelle continues to weaken, the focus has shifted to a new low-pressure system over the Timor Sea. There are fears it could develop into the next cyclone to threaten the Pilbara.
It's a bit hard to tell with forecasting. There's potentially another low this time next week.
We do expect that system to sort of move slowly but steadily towards the southwest, parallel to the West Australian coast. It may develop into a cyclone, perhaps by midweek.
If it does develop into a cyclone, it'll be the third of the season. In Exmouth, Rob Scott, 7 News.
And Rob Scott is in Exmouth with the latest on Cyclone Narelle.
Exmouth was taken off blue alert around 3 o'clock this afternoon and the all clear given. Basically, authorities are now confident the worst has passed. Cyclone Narelle continues to track southwesterly, moving further away from land and weakening as she does so. And so the Weather Bureau says those gale force winds that were battering the coast are really no longer an issue. The Bureau also says moisture from Cyclone Narelle is likely to cause some scattered showers as far south as Perth this evening, with possibly some thunderstorms tomorrow as well. But obviously all eyes are now turning to that low pressure system north of here. Everyone in this region is just hoping it doesn't develop into a dangerous cyclone. Emmy?
Thanks, Rob. Rob Scott there in Exmouth. A burst water main flooded the ground floor of an Ardros home this afternoon. The water main was buried under the front verge, which slopes down towards the house. The water was about a foot deep down the side of the building. Firefighters diverted the burst pipe through a fire truck hoses until the water could be switched off. Rising tennis star Bernard Tomic says he feels unstoppable after winning his first title tour on the eve of the Australian Open. The 20-year-old, often criticised for his off-court behaviour, is now riding a new wave of homegrown support.
With the perfect preparation complete, Bernard Tomic touched down in Melbourne a winner. He's in the form of his life and says his best is yet to come.
It is. I mean, I'm feeling great and playing good tennis the past 2 weeks and haven't lost a match yet, so I'm really confident and, hope I can win on Tuesday.
And he feels the nation is getting behind him.
Absolutely, it feels great and, playing this tennis, the crowd's really supporting you and, I'm sure I'll get a lot of support down here in Melbourne and, I'm going to need it for every match, so hopefully I can keep going.
Last night, he was unstoppable.
He's got it!
His world ranking stripped down from 64 to 43 overnight. But controversially, the man who coached him for over a decade doesn't think he can win the Australian Open.
Not at all. No, I wouldn't be putting any money there. I'm not saying he hasn't got talent, but there's a lot of better players than him out there at the moment.
Bernard Tomic may be on a red-hot winning streak, but he's still got a few more Australian hearts to win over.
A little bit of modesty wouldn't hurt.
But the new Tomic is a gracious winner.
Thank you, Mr. Roosevelt, having the honour of playing in front of you tonight. It means a lot for winning my first title in front of you. Thank you.
Yesterday, Federer doubted Tomic's top 10 prediction. Today, the 20-year-old returned serve.
I don't know. I guess we'll see, Rog.
Sean Sowerby, 7 News.
And our live coverage from the Australian Open Tennis starts here on 7 at 8 tomorrow morning. A shark sighting closed popular Smiths Beach, southwest of Dunsborough this morning. Swimmers were ordered out of the water when a 3-metre shark was spotted by the surf life-saving helicopter just before 11:30. The Fisheries Department said it wouldn't try to catch the shark as it wasn't within the designated kill zone, which is closer to Dunsborough. The beach was later reopened. The Premier admits Troy Buswell's public spat with his former lover Adele Carles could affect the party's upcoming election campaign. The Treasurer is suing his former lover for defamation after Ms Carles made public personal details of their relationship.
In May, this is put into my letterbox.
Look, it's a matter between he knows my view and I'd much prefer it to be settled.
Colin Barnett says the private matter has become a bit of a sideshow. Paul Hogan has been honoured for putting Australia on the map for Americans at the annual G'day USA Ball. It was among the Australian stars who came together to party in Los Angeles.
They're our most famous exports, movie stars, musicians and supermodels. So who better to promote what Australia has to offer?
Collective group of Aussies, so you know there's going to be a lot of fun.
G'day USA is now in its 10th year, and a decade of showcasing all things Australian has paid off.
I think they're a little bit more aware of us.
But Paul Hogan was the original Aussie salesman, the first to woo Americans with his ochre charm.
Come on, come and say g'day.
I'll slip an extra shrimp on the barbie for you.
His success stateside put Australia well and truly on the map.
That's why I'm here for the 10th anniversary of this G'day thing, because I introduced the word to America.
And tonight he was honoured for paving the way for the Australian invasion.
Mate, I grew up, he was such a massive idol to me. So it's a little surreal.
Rose Byrne has won over American audiences on the small and big screen, securing her place as a Hollywood golden girl.
I think it's outrageous to be that beautiful and that funny.
Well, I don't know what to say to that, because it's Glenn Close for a start. So I'm so honoured that she's agreed to present this award to me.
G'day USA normally honours Australia and Australians who have done well here in Hollywood, but there are exceptions, like honorary Aussie John Travolta.
They're not embarrassed to enjoy life, you know, and I think we could learn a little bit about enjoying life more on that level.
And they're not afraid to party.
Hangover on the Golden Globes tomorrow?
Yes, something like that.
In Hollywood, Mike Amor, 7 News.
Still to come on 7 News, a cash bonus for companies hiring older workers, plus 1 year on. Dramatic new pictures of the rescue mission on board the Costa Concordia. And is the Queen of Pop planning a career change?
Perth's #1, Australia's #1.